Indigenous Heritage Month has its origin when Stephen Campbell became Guyana's first Amerindian Member of Parliament in 1957. September 1995 saw the official designation of Amerindian Heritage Month, later renamed Indigenous Heritage Month. The month gives the indigenous population a chance to showcase their unique cultural heritage and way of life. In this week's edition of InfoHub In-Depth, we take a look back at the 24th Indigenous Heritage Month Observances that opened at the Heritage Village Sophia Exhibition Complex.
The future of Guyana has never looked better. Our nation is on the cusp of a development program like never seen before. While Guyana is now emerging as an energy giant through the discovery of massive reserves of oil and natural gas, it is your government's intention that the huge benefits emerging from this will go where it matters most, to you, the people of this beloved country. There is a surge of confidence in the way Guyana is governed once again, and the level of investor interest is unprecedented. Guyana is poised to become the breadbasket of the region, and the pace at which this nation will grow through prudent fiscal management will be nothing short of impressive. But more than anything else will be the way every Guyanese, regardless of color, class, or creed, becomes a part of this historic period of national transformation, sharing in the wealth and well-being of it all as one Guyana.
Hundreds of Guyanese of all ethnicities flocked to Heritage Village to witness the colorful and diverse richness of the indigenous culture. Delivering the feature address at the ceremonial launch of Heritage Month, President David Granger noted that the deeply held customs and traditions of the indigenous peoples are a national treasure that the nation prizes.
Indigenous heritage is celebrated not for a day, not for a week, but for an entire month. Our culture, the culture of all of our peoples, is a national treasure which we all enjoy and which we all prize.
The head of state also spoke of the measures the government is taking to eliminate any inequalities that exist among the indigenous population. He noted that the 10-point plan for the hinterland, which was unveiled in 2015, is still relevant as it focuses on reducing disparities between the hinterland and the coastland.
We are all Guyanese, and Guyanese citizenship guarantees equal rights and equal opportunities for all. It therefore means that any government must make it its prime concern and focus the elimination of inequality, particularly inequalities between residents of the coastland and the hinterland. The plan of action for hinterland development, which I laid out in my address to the Conference of the National Two Shows 3 years ago in August 2015, is still relevant. That plan of action aimed at reducing inequalities between the indigenous people and the rest of the population. And we must do so by eradicating poverty, by promoting employment, and by ensuring greater economic opportunities and increased access of the peoples of the hinterland to public services. The plan of action has guided government's conduct and policies to empower the indigenous peoples. And that empowerment has been effected through education, through employment opportunities, through economic enterprises, through energy generation, through the improvement of infrastructure, land rights, the reduction of poverty, the extension of public services, and as you can see here today, cultural development. We are concerned with eliminating inequalities among the Guyanese people. And we believe that education is the surest and swiftest way to eliminate those inequalities.
The government, therefore, is taking steps to improve the hinterland's access to education, attendance, and attainment. This is evident in the construction, extension, repairs, and improvement of schools and dormitories at Asakata, Bartica, Itabak, Keto, Kamarang, Kamwata, Katoka, Port Kaituma, Santa Rosa, Waramadang, and Warapoka. Over the past 3 years, school attendance has increased as a result of the Hinterland Schools feeding program and transportation. Daily school meals were provided to 25,843 students from 204 primary and nursery schools in 2017, and the 3Bs initiative provided 28 buses, 9 boats, and 1,184 bicycles for students. In this regard, the performance gap between coastland and hinterland regions is being closed. These efforts have seen 566 students attaining scholarships in 2017.
The head of state said that village administrations are also being stimulated and village economies boosted through presidential grants and support in agriculture and agro-processing, tourism, among other programs.
Village economies are being revitalized. Government has provided financing under the Guyana Red Investment Fund, GRIF, for 161 development projects aimed at stimulating village economies, especially in agriculture, fisheries, forest products, hospitality, livestock development, and transportation. Village enterprise has been strengthened by economic initiatives in value-added processing of cassava flour, coffee, fish, and crab meat. Village entrepreneurs are now producing bottled, labeled, and packaged products. I'm sure some of these would be available this evening. They include body lotions, cashew nuts, cassava bread, creams, crab oil, essences, farine, honey, dried peppers, peanut butter, salad dressing, soaps, sun-dried tomatoes, tapioca, tomato ketchup, and virgin cooking oil.
President Granger also underscored the importance of infrastructure to the local economy.
Village infrastructure is the backbone of the economy. Our Ministry of Indigenous Peoples Affairs is supporting the improvement of hinterland roads, including those at Anai, Kabakaburi to Akwini, Karasabai, Kariako to Kukurit, and Masikaneri, and Tiger Pond. The availability of all-terrain vehicles, boats, outboard engines, and minibuses has made life easier for more than 5,000 persons, including school children and the elderly. Bridges are being constructed at Rupanau, Tuseneng, and on the Kako-Waramadang Road. Aerodromes at Bimichi, Etringbang, Iukrama, Kamana, Kurupung, and Paramakatoy are being rehabilitated to support the movement of people and goods. Access to public services, particularly those related to energy generation, public health, information, and water supply, has been made easier.
The head of state noted that sustainable energy solutions such as hydro, solar, and wind are being examined to meet the energy demands of hinterland communities. Further, primary health care has been improved. Water improvement projects are ongoing in Oronok, Kako, Kamwata, Koborimo, Chinaweng, Paramakatoy, Mabaruma, and Port Kaituma, and community radio stations being realized. Additionally, a frontline village policy has been announced for the security of villages in light of the influx of migrants from Venezuela, the president said.
Earlier, at the launch of the calendar of activities for the month, Minister Sidney Allicock has assured that the Ministry of Indigenous Peoples Affairs is working with the villages to develop their VIPs in an effort to map development.
These plans are the basis upon which we will develop our villages, seek and justify funding, and have knowledge of our true potential. But we have to stop talking about our potential and really put our hands to the wheels and have the development process realized. So far, 57 VIPs will be completed by the end of this year, but the work continues. Every village should equip themselves with their VIP.
Minister Allicock encouraged Indigenous peoples to wear their identity proudly and work towards improving their skills in order to contribute to nation building.
We must wear our Indigenous identity. We have a role to play in the development of this nation. Let us continue to grow in strength, in building on the strengths that we already have, and that is a rich culture, our languages, our practices, the protection of the natural environment. Let us also lift the standard of the development of quality products, our traditional wares, our handicraft, our way of life.
Chairman of the NTC and to show for the host village for heritage celebrations this year, Nicholas Fredericks, has said the council is pleased with the government's response thus far.
It is our humble call to open your doors to us, the National Tushos Council, as you have been doing, and we want to compliment you, the ministries, for accepting the Indigenous people's proposals. We would like to see more. There is always room for improvement. It is with this that we are going to celebrate the entire month of September to reflect our contribution and also to reflect the celebrations that is necessary as we move forward to develop our country. We must work hard and we must also play hard, because both are very important aspects to recognize the equality of all Guyanese towards the contribution of our beautiful country.
Minister within the Ministry of Indigenous Peoples Affairs, Valerie Garrido-Lowe, paid homage to the late Stephen Campbell, the first Indigenous Member of Parliament who lobbied for the recognition of Amerindian land rights.
He sought to ensure that the Indigenous people's lands were there for the Indigenous people come independence and after independence. For that, he traveled to England to have a talk with the Queen to ensure that that happens. Today, our government is honoring that promise, and we will ensure that our Indigenous people across this country and the rest of Guyanese have lands of their own.
Apart from the distinctive language of the Waraos, Arawaks, Wapishianas, and the Caribs, the Indigenous peoples are known for their craft-making skills and unique array of foods and beverages. At the Heritage Village this year, the craft exhibition featured displays of bamboo, tibisiri, and balata products, as well as Indigenous jewelry such as beads and necklaces, which were also on sale.
It's like my 5th year with the Amerindian Heritage, and so far it was good. I got a lot of customers and I expanded more in my business. the heritage celebration, at least I look forward every year, and I got a lot of support in terms of business and other things that I do. I got a lot of support, and it's very good.
There's an overwhelming response from the public, you know. The bottling, for example, as you would have noticed, is it's unique compared to the rest, because we basically have a signature brand, So and we are in supermarkets, and so.
The food exhibition ensured Guyanese got to taste a wide variety of food such as kasiri, paiwari and fly, farine and tumapot, and the ever-popular cassava bread.
It's been good so far. It's my first time ever coming to the Amerindian village, seeing everybody with their headbands and the jewelry, the Amerindian jewelry and stuff. Yeah, that stand out to me. That's nice.
So far it's been good. It's like there's a lot of people. We had a nice stage yesterday. Yeah, it's good so far.
What stands out for you in this exhibition?
The exhibition, mostly the majority is the food and the drinks.
The talent show saw exciting cultural pieces in the form of dance, songs, and rituals from Indigenous talent groups.
To nyo nong kombe to no godama kombe to din shitron kombe to mon godama kombe. You will be challenged by temptations as you pursue education.
Art enthusiasts were treated to the annual exhibition of Indigenous art hosted at the Castellani House.
Choosing a national heritage village has now become enshrined in the annual heritage celebrations. Last year, village was St. Cuthbert's Village, Region 4. This year, the spotlight is on Shulinab Village, South Rupununi, Region 9.
Shulinab is the only Makushi village in the deep South Rupununi. It has a population of some 500 people who are mostly involved in farming and cattle rearing. The village has managed to maintain its rich cultural heritage. At the Heritage Village, the residents are given the opportunity to share their way of life, traditions, cultures, and achievements with the rest of Guyana. Also on the calendar of events are a celebration of life and works of the late Stephen Campbell on September 10th. Additionally, several prominent Indigenous Guyanese will also be recognized for their contribution to nation building. Several educational tours to the capital city will be hosted for hinterland students. Indigenous talent in the area of sport will also be showcased at the annual sporting activities from September 21st to 23rd. Aside from the national events, villages across the country will be hosting their individual Heritage Day celebrations. The month will conclude with a dinner and appreciation at the Georgetown Club, Camp Street, Georgetown on September 29th.
I know who first walked this land, not the white man. It is we. We made the first cassava bread, the pepper pot, tassel, and kasiri. Who knows the jungle like our hands, living carefree and happily? Surely not you, it is we. These things and more were given to me, making me proud of my identity. A Guyanese I will always be, celebrating with all in unity.
You have been watching InfoHub In Depth. Join us again next week. Goodbye.
But when I drink and I get smoking on. Hey barman, y'all don't sell cigarettes anymore?
The new tobacco laws say we can't have cigarettes on public display and we can't advertise that we sell it.
Okay, give my pack.
You can't do that in here, buddy. The law states that you can't smoke in an enclosed area. You have to go outside.
I think that's how they do it in foreign. So, the law finally comes again. I'm glad though.
Let's all work together to prevent cigarette smoking related illnesses.
Roundabouts. Approaching a roundabout. When you approach a roundabout, you must use your indicator if you intend to turn left or right or make a U-turn at the roundabout. You must give other road users sufficient notice of your intent to turn. Entering a roundabout. When entering a roundabout, you must slow or stop to give way to any vehicle already in the roundabout. You must also continue to use your indicators if you intend to turn left or right or make a U-turn. Turning left. When turning left, you must indicate left on approach and be travelling in the left-hand lane unless there are road markings with other instructions. Stay in the left lane and exit in the left lane. Turning right. When turning right, you must indicate right on approach and be travelling in the right-hand lane unless there are road markings with other instructions. Making a U-turn. When using a roundabout to make a U-turn, you must approach in the right lane and signal right. Changing lanes in a roundabout. Drivers may change lanes in a roundabout if they wish. The usual road rules for changing lanes apply. You must use your indicator and give way to any vehicle in the lane you are entering. Going straight ahead. You don't need to signal when approaching the roundabout if you are going straight ahead. You may approach the roundabout from either the left or right lane unless there are road markings with other instructions. Exiting a roundabout. As when you exit a road, you must signal left when leaving a roundabout, if it is practical to do so, and you should stop indicating as soon as you have exited the roundabout. However, when you are travelling straight ahead on a small single-lane roundabout, it may be impractical to indicate when exiting.